Welcome to another episode of Low Tech Health. I'm cutting this one close to the wire. It is 10:32 p.m. on Forgive My Foul Mouth Friday. I'm a little fucking cold. It's gotten cold, and we're back in our home base. Got my power back. Makes me happy. I don't know what I would have done if I had to fix it, because I have no idea even where to start. These are things that I feel lucky for. Wrapping this week's theme of luck, today I'm gonna remind myself how lucky I am. I didn't have to do a damn thing to put this power back on. I didn't have to dig any holes. I didn't have to throw any pickaxes or pick up any wires or reattach wires to anything, it's awesome. And being a nurse is a hard job, but it's a lot like that. Like you know what works, what happens. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Sometimes they pull their tube, sometimes they get better and you're able to keep them off of the ventilator. Like I was able to the other night, Thursday night, with my patient who was she was apneic. She was on the BiPAP machine and she was only triggering like 1 to 6% of her breaths, which is not. It's like half a breath. It's not good at all. It's like maybe one breath when you're breathing 20 times a minute. The rate is going at 22, hopefully pull the CO2 off, but there's really no reason for her not to breathe on her own. She's not sedated. There's nothing except her own carbon dioxide, which is toxic to us, building up, keeping her asleep and keeping her from taking a breath to get rid of that carbon dioxide off. Once she's gone far enough down the waterfall, she can't swim back up. That's why I think she wasn't wearing her CPAP. That's why I think it's so important that you wear your sleep mask at night. Not the one that covers your eyes, but the one that helps you keep your airway exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide at night, because you're apneic. You stop breathing, whether it be from a severe snore, from having odd neck physiology, being a little large, sleeping on your back, being really drunk regularly as you sleep, because it's a nervous system depressant and it'll kind of mute your ability to wake your body up. It's terrifying. Sleep apnea is where your neck cuts off your ability to breathe. You jar yourself awake, disturbing your sleep, and sometimes if it's bad enough, your whole heart stops. It stops in its tracks, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it except keep that airway open with this machine that we've called a continuous positive airway pressure machine. Sometimes you have oxygen fed into it, sometimes you don't. But the main thing is you wear it at night, because if you think you just need oxygen because your oxygen will dip down as well, you're just retaining CO2, not allowing your body to exchange the oxygen with that CO2, as CO2, carbon dioxide levels, are what initiate the drive to breathe. Frustrating. She basically had COPD from sleep apnea. And I don't want to tube her all night, because when you tube a patient these days in the hospital, you have to wear the whole regalia. Even if you've had a COVID negative test, you got to wear the mask, N95. You got to treat it as if it's a aerosol generating procedure with COVID plumes everywhere. And I'd rather not do that tonight. I just didn't want to. It was my last night of the 3 in a row, so I pushed real hard to keep her awake. Wake her up every 20 minutes, try to initiate a good breath. Hey, clapping. We watched Aquaman, we watched Endgame, almost watched Barbershop, Jumanji. What else? I think we watched one more. Yeah. Ant-Man, Wasp, the Return of the Wasp, one of those loud movies, and I had a YouTube playlist of one of my favorite bands, Too Many Zoos, that sounds like car alarms of New York City subway band. So this was my intervention to keep her awake, which, it worked a little bit. She was initiating like 10 to 12% breaths at one point during the night. But it's maybe a little delirious. She kept her up all night. But I don't know. She's the type with her CO2 retention and The main thing that caused it is her enlarged Grinch-sized heart. Her lungs are going to fall apart when she's put on a ventilator, and all of us knew that. Doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists really wants to push faster because we're not doing a whole lot to fix it. That carbon dioxide, it's staying 90, 107, it's staying real high. Our normal levels are 35 to 45, so she's at 2.5 times that. But what are we going to do? Her lungs are going to fall apart. I'd like to avoid it. So, Doc asked, is this something you do often? Did y'all do this often with this type of patient? Are these music and movies playing so loudly? No. If it works, it's genius. If it doesn't, looks really stupid. But hey, that's what being lucky and getting lucky means. You have to put yourself out there, and you really have to expect the best. Know that synchronicity, know that connection to everything is coming, and call on it. Call on those angels. Expect them to be there. Know that they're there. Don't wonder. Don't try to be surprised when they come. Expect them. Know that they're on their way and they're helping you. You are lucky. You are doing all right. We're all making it. Be here now. I love you. I'll see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to sharing another theme and another week of low-tech health. Let ourselves translate expert.